Well, looky.
This may be one of the most star-studded movies of the year. A huge lineup of A-listers joining Ryan Reynolds in the animated adventure If.
Is this really happening?
Matt Damon, George Clooney, Bradley Cooper.
This is my life in a nutshell, okay?
The late Lou Gossett Jr., Amy Schumer, Chris Maloney.
I can find anyone, anywhere.
And John's wife, Emily Blunt.
This is just so exciting.
And John's co-star from The Office, Steve Carell.
I'm blue.
But you're purple.
My kid, well, he was colorblind.
First, I thought it was just doing a favor for me, which is, again, something I could never pay them back for. But I will say, everyone was really sweet about why they were doing the movie, which is this story of, reconnecting with your inner child, but also putting something good out in the world, something uplifting. They were really excited about it. I don't think any of them knew exactly what the movie was going to be, and so it's really, really fun to have them all, trust in me to bring this to fruition. And man, this cast, I know I'll never have a cast this good.
I'm an if. Get it? Imaginary friend.
I found out you wrote, directed, produced, you starred in it.
Yes.
So I'm guessing in class you weren't about group projects, right, growing up?
No, not at all. It's just mine. No, the truth is, I wrote this movie for my kids. So once I jumped in both feet, it had to be, I did whatever job they would give me because I wanted to get it right. Because that world that these kids go into that's so imaginative and so unique.
John made the movie as a love letter to his young daughters with Emily.
Hi.
Oh, God.
And so I had to do all these jobs to make sure I got it right for them.
So your kids were the inspiration. Did you notice that they were just growing so fast before your eyes and you were like, I want to preserve this?
Yeah, it was more about, I would spend hours standing in a doorway watching them go into this magical world. And the authenticity that they have, that they could be anyone, that they could, dress in whatever costume they wanted, sing whatever song they wanted, dance how they wanted to. It was so fearless. And I thought that is a great world to make a movie about, but I didn't have my way in until the pandemic. And when the pandemic hit, I saw their light starting to go out and they started doing fewer and fewer imaginary games. They let the real world in, as we all did, and they started to get fearful and they started to ask big questions. And I remember saying to Emily, this is it. This is that moment of growing up. And I will write a movie to say, you don't have to grow up. That world, that imaginary, magical world that you created is always there for you. And yes, you can have bad days, but that world's always there and you can always go back.
This is just so exciting.
What is happening?
Newcomer Kaylee Fleming, who landed the lead role co-starring with Ryan, helped him get it right.
You have to help them.
Yes, we do.
She comes into our office and she's reading with Ryan and I. And Ryan, I remember after, just said, can we go home? Because that's it. You're not going to get better than that. And it's true. She was just perfect.
Was Ryan probably the most difficult to work with then, if she's getting it right off the bat?
Man, Ryan's not difficult at all to work with. I've been a big fan of his for a while. I'm lucky enough to be friendly with him. And the truth is, we had been talking about doing something together. And then when I told him about this, and once I had this emotional turn on the movie, he jumped right in because he has kids and that inner child thing was clearly important to him. But what I didn't know was that I said, if I could get even a fraction of what I get to know as a friend, which is seeing him as a husband, as a father, as a friend, you get to see he has this huge heart, this deep well of emotion. And I thought, if you can even capture a fraction of that, we'd have something special. And he gave me way more than I imagined. He's so wonderful in the movie.
Did your kids have any input on the imaginary friends? Because they were creative.
Yeah, I mean, their imaginary friends are in the movie. So the pink alligator is one of my daughters. I love where they come from because I said, is it scary to have an alligator under your bed? And she said, no, she's there to eat all the bad guys at night. And I went, oh, perfect, great. And then my other daughter created the flaming marshmallow. And that was all because she's a very sweet, empathetic person. And we were making s'mores one time and her marshmallow burst into flames. And she was destroyed. She was so emotional about it. And I said, no, that's what he does. He lights himself on fire, he puts himself out, he lights himself on fire. She thought that was so funny that became her imaginary friend.
Thanks for doing this. It really means a whole lot.
They not only had input, I am representing their imaginary friend.
Is yours in there?
He's not in there, but I'm pretty sure he directed this movie.
Not gonna ask you again. Put some pants on. You're freaking everyone out.